Let's move on now. Hero turned villain. That is the story of Dr. Koech, the man who shot into the limelight in the early 90s following the innovation of Kemron, a drug claimed to have been a cure for HIV and AIDS. Now fighting a 6-year prison sentence, Dr. Koech is promising the launch of a major breakthrough in medical research. Rita Tinina has the story of one of the country's longest-serving CEOs of a state corporation who says he has state secrets to let off his chest.
Celebrated and vilified, an acclaimed scientist and researcher, a man on the list of leading international researchers whose life began in Motero village in Kericho on the 21st of August 1951.
Claude found me naked when I was a few years old. Before I went to school, I started class 1. And she found me when I was going to secondary school.
From the humble background, Dr. Koech went on to become a researcher extraordinaire, a journey which began with research into endemic goiter in 1969, way before he attained a Bachelor of Science degree in Chemistry and Zoology from the University of Nairobi in April 1974 and a Master of Science degree in Pharmacology, specializing in clinical pharmacology at Duquesne University, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, USA. A graduate of the prestigious Harvard University, he returned to Kenya in 1978 as he pursued a PhD in medical pathology and immunology.
It gave us an opportunity to find out ways when we're supposed to get facilities to undertake research in this country. And the kind of this that were just simple ones, such as malaria, bilharzia.
But there was one challenge. Kenya did not have a research institute, and the University of Nairobi was reluctant to establish a research wing.
So the idea of creation of a research institute came actually into focus at that time. I was more concerned about trying to do what my friends, wherever I was, when I was out of the country at that time, before I came to Kenya.
Dr. Koech, who had worked as a research assistant at Wellcome Trust and the World Health Organization's Immunology Research and Training Center, joined hands with Professor Kihumbu Dhairu and Professor Mutuma Mugambi to initiate the establishment of a premier research institution by lobbying for the amendment of the Science and Technology Act of 1977 by Parliament.
In March 1979, Parliament passed a bill in Parliament that led to the creation of medical research institutions in this country. One of them was in medicine, another was in agriculture.
Kemri was born. He was appointed the Chief Research Officer at the Institute and later the CEO in 1989. Working with Dr. Arthur Obel, the research they had conducted into the treatment of HIV/AIDS and other viral infections thrust him into the limelight.
We had a small accident in terms of information. When the information was being taken, the truth got lost in between. It became lies, it became fake. We were not able to express ourselves. The information was hijacked by people who did not know what was doing. They never relied on us to give them the correct information, so that, because I believe in science, not fiction.
Dr. Koech claimed the drug Kemron was a cure for HIV/AIDS, but the innovation turned him into a villain.
I was vilified and I was abused by everyone who was walking around. Until today, people are saying, we gave a fake product. I want to prove everyone wrong. After 31 years, this time I'm going to prove them wrong. I'm going to be vindicated. We're going to give hope to humanity.
He continued working with Kemri, serving as CEO until the year 2007, when he was relieved of his duties, setting the record as one of the longest-serving CEOs of a state organization, which came with its own challenges.
You must know how to balance the equations between the politics of the day and the priorities of the day. In my career as a CEO, I have made my own errors in order to fit into the system of the day, and I paid for it. And I'm happy. And I'm happy even to pay the price.
The career civil servant with close to 2 decades in public service discovered a lot during his tenure at Kemri, some of which he wants to get off his chest.
There's some people who are dying with government secrets. Most of the public servants, they die with government secrets. Let me die with none. Let me die empty. Let me disclose. I'm going to disclose later this year.
For over half a century, Dr. Koech has spent his time in the lab trying to find solutions to health-related problems through research. Research, he says, is affected by one major challenge: lack of funding.
There must be some level of commitment. I'm just like a pastor who has nothing. He lives on goodwill from the congregation. So my congregation are actually my funders.
When he left Kemri, he later set up the Center for Clinical and Molecular Sciences,
which is my own outfit. Doing the same thing, same problems, same challenges.
But ghosts from his past in public service are still haunting him to date. In August 2006, he was charged with 3 counts of corruption, allegedly fraudulently acquiring 800,000 shillings, irregularly acquiring 6 million shillings, and another 12.5 million shillings from Kemri.
Some of the problems I face are based on the decisions I have made, which according to other people are the wrong decisions. And I verify them then and now, and in the future. To me, whatever decisions I've made in my life are the best which I would make even right now.
After 15 years of lengthy court proceedings, he was on the 15th of last month convicted and handed a fine of 19.6 million shillings or 6 years in prison for corruptly acquiring public funds.
If this is the price I have to pay for being successful, if this is the price I have to pay for being a very good scientist, if this is the price I have to pay for being a very good CEO, then let it be. Let it be the price I have to pay, whatever the consequences.
Now 70 years old, with 270 publications, not even the court case slowed down his passion for research. Working with 17 international researchers, the Fulbright Hayes scholar, who has been awarded presidential and international awards, says an earth-shaking scientific discovery is in the offing.
The highlight of my own career before I retire is yet to come, probably in the course of this year.
Dr. Koech, who suffered a heart attack, is still recovering from a stroke. As he tries to figure out how to fight his 6-year prison sentence, attention remains on his next major scientific breakthrough, 31 years since the Cameron controversy. Rita Tinina, KTN News.